While the rest of the country may be shivering in their winter season, we're here enjoying our sunny Florida citrus season. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. Join me today as we honor fresh Florida citrus here on SoFlo Taste. This is South Florida. It's where I live and work. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. South Florida is more than sun, sand, and sea. It's a lifestyle of fashion, sound, culture, and of course, food. Food with taste from all over the world. Join me as we celebrate the food of South Florida and the people who love it. Join me as we experience SoFlo Taste. Hello, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. Welcome to SoFlo Taste. When Ponce de Leon landed here in Florida, looking for the Fountain of Youth, I think the first thing he probably saw was a citrus stand. Florida's been the #1 citrus producer in the U.S. forever. We're truly the citrus bowl of America, so I thought it would be awesome to put Florida citrus center stage. Perfect time of year for it. I will start out as my first course, which kind of works perfectly because it's a salad. So as our starter, I also brought some really beautiful beets from Homestead today along with the citrus, because beets and citrus go so beautifully, especially oranges, goes so well together. And for a little crunchy topping, I'm going to make some candied pistachios. That's actually where I'm going to get started first. I've got a hot pan, add in the sugar, and as you see, it already starts to caramelize very quickly. And to that caramel, I'm going to add some whole toasted pistachios and a little bit of sea salt. Toss them very quickly, and they're actually done. Have a little cookie sheet rubbed up with a little bit of oil ready so that they don't stick, and place them right down. Okay, while those cool, let's start making the salad. So I've already roasted the beets, and there's nothing really to show. I mean, I basically just take a cookie sheet, or as we like to say, a half a sheet pan, and I cover mine with kosher salt completely. I add a whole layer of kosher salt on the bottom so that the beets, as they cook, don't stick. That's basically it. These are golden, and they're small babies, and these are red, and they're somewhat large. You never put them together because the golden will take so much less time because they're smaller than these larger ones. So always use the same size. Put them on that sheet pan. I like to cover them with foil, put them into a 400-degree oven until they're tender. Usually takes about an hour and a half. That's it. Once they come out of the oven, allow them to cool. I'm going to put on some gloves so I don't stain my hands red. But let me show you how easy they are to clean. Now, if you want, you don't have to roast them. You can cook them in simmering water with some kind of flavor if you want to add some spice to them. That's delicious as well, but it's just different. The flavor of a roast beet is very special. So it's really up to you the way you want to cook them. But once they come out, all you have to do is rub the skin off with a towel, and it comes right off. The same with the golden beet, but you basically take it and you rub it with a towel, and look how easily it comes off. And the babies, I don't like to cut them down too much like I do the larger ones. I'm just going to cut these in quarters. They're just so beautiful. I have some red beets that are already cut up nice and somewhat small, you know, just like the perfect mouthful. And then for the golden beets, I'm only going to cut them down just a little bit to show their beauty, just like so. Now, with most salads, you'll find me mixing them or tossing them in a bowl. But for this salad, I'm going to place everything on the plate to show off how pretty everything is. So now let's talk about our star today, our citrus. Now, they don't have any stickers on them, so your guess is as good as mine as to what I've got in front of me right now. I have a feeling this might be a blood orange, but I could be wrong. No, it is. My goodness. So, blood oranges. Beautiful, have a taste that almost is a combination between an orange and a grapefruit. They have the stunning, bright color to them, obviously, which gives them the name the blood orange. And I just like to cut around it, like so. Let's see what else we have in our little bag. This could possibly be a cara cara. Again, not sure. I'm lucky today. I should play the lottery. So this is a cara cara orange. Do you see the color? This is truly the color of a pink grapefruit, and they're always really juicy. So again, I'm going to just cut off the outside pith and skin. Now there's a couple different ways you can cut citrus. A lot of people like segments or sections, and I'll show you how to do that. You always want to cut a segment over a bowl because you get all of its natural trickle juice. It's just delicious. And this is how you cut a segment. You see how they're all sectioned out for you naturally on an orange anyway, and in every type of citrus. So you basically are going to make a V and cut out segments of citrus. Another way is by starting the V and using your knife to basically scoop up, and that's another way. And then obviously all those delicious juices go right into those beets, and it's just wonderful. So what I'm going to do is actually take them and just slice them. They're just so good. I don't really want to miss any part of this orange. All right, so we've got slices of orange. I brought some little micro celery from my friend Gabriella over at Paradise Farms. I'm going to take some of these beets. You know what? I think I'm going to toss them now in a little bit of olive oil and a touch of sea salt and place them down in little mounds. And it's just so sweet and delicious. If you're not sure if you like beets, this is kind of a great way to get started because it's a great introduction. It's not too strong. It's got a delicate beet flavor, and you really are just tasting the incredible oranges, which everybody loves oranges. So I've got my quartered golden beets around it. Beautiful citrus, the Cara Cara oranges, and then finally our blood oranges, which are so strikingly different in flavor and in color. And right over the top, I'll give it a good drizzle of spicy extra virgin oil. And I have a little red wine vinegar with me, really small amount, just to boost up the flavor a little bit. Right over the top. Some big salt right over that. And we'll put some of this pretty celery flavored micro. They're very fine. They won't get in the way of the beautiful flavor of the citrus or of the beets. And then I've got my candied pistachio. Just chop that up. And you've got the hints of crunchy texture, the smooth, creamy, sweet beet, and that tanginess of citrus, which just opens up the palate. Look how beautiful this is, the colorful, beautiful citrus. Take advantage of this moment. It's a perfect time to have them. They're delicious, they're wonderful. And next up, I'm going to show you a seared shrimp with grapefruit butter, so don't go anywhere. SoFlo Taste will return right after this.
Whether you enjoy your beverage in a hand-painted Royal Vienna porcelain beer stein or a diamond-encrusted borosilicate wine glass, you're in luck. For the 4th year, local, national, and international beers will be on tap at the Miami Beer Festival. Tailgate indoors at Marlins Park with food trucks, music, and other beer boosters. More sobering information is available at MiamiBeerFestival.com. Or, if you feel more comfortable with a wine glass in your hand, head to Crown Wine, Spirits, and Gourmet in Boynton Beach for their January wine tasting. More than 40 must-try wines will be featured at 8 palate-pleasing stations. A great place to meet new wines and new wine people. Ticket info at CrownWineandSpirits.com. Now, back to everything citrus and our chef with appeal, Michelle Bernstein.
Welcome back to the Citrus Show here on SoFlo Taste. I got these beautiful royal red shrimp, courtesy of Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Look how big they are. They're gorgeous. They're pink. They're absolutely beautiful. And I have a feeling they're going to taste delicious. They actually smell like the ocean. So I've decided to pair pink grapefruit with the royal red and red. I thought it would be kind of fun. So let's start out with the grapefruit reduction. I'm going to add a little bit of some dry white wine into the grapefruit juice that I already squeezed a little bit of. I'm going to just squeeze a little bit more. And I think I'll save a little bit for the top as well of fresh grapefruit. There we go. Take some shallots and a little bit of honey, of course, Florida honey, and add that to the pan. I'm going to let that reduce, and once it does, I'll add a little swirl of butter into it. I'm calling it kind of a warm salad because I'm putting some avocado, a little more grapefruit on the plate, and of course the warm shrimp. Let me cut into the avocado. Ah, beautiful. So I have a Hass avocado. I think my #1 choice actually would have been a Florida avocado, but they're just not ready yet. So I have this beautiful Hass avocado that I'll use. Just do some slices. So I'll slice this up into kind of little chunks of the grapefruit will go in the salad. So here's our reduction. This is so far what it's looking like, just so you know. The shallots, the pink grapefruit reduction, little chunks of it in there, and the white wine is just stewing. Then I'm going to start on the saute of the shrimp. So I really don't want to do much to these beautiful shrimp because they're so gorgeous and really so perfect. I'm just going to salt and pepper. So a little bit of kosher salt, a touch of black pepper. I have some sliced chives already cut. That'll be the topping for the shrimp. Place them right in the pan. And most importantly about shrimp, actually the only really thing you have to think about is just not to overcook them. Believe it or not, it's a lot tastier to eat an undercooked shrimp than it is to eat an overcooked shrimp. There we go. I'll add a little bit more salt and pepper. So what I'm going to do is, as the sauce reduces, I'm going to strain it into this pan because it has all the beautiful residual oils from the shrimp in this pan. So we'll get a really beautiful shrimp flavor. And as you can see, as they are almost done cooking, they begin to curl up. And that's my cue. Beautiful. I keep them a little under on one side because they're so hot they will continue cooking as they sit. Great. So right into this, I'll strain my reduction. It's going to be hot. Add a couple pieces of really small cut butter. Swirl that in. So now I'm going to put the grapefruit all over it. And of course the avocado slices right over it as well. Just like so. And then right at the end, pour the sauce right on top. Wow. There's not much I need to do to this. It's just so beautiful as it is. Maybe some chives, and then of course our big sea salt. And what do you say, y'all? Should I dig in? I think it's time. Let's see. Oh man, I did good. Oof, wow. When we come back, I'm going to teach you a really wonderful dessert. Not too hard to make, but so good to eat.
To get a taste of what we made on today's show, at least two-dimensionally, go to SoFloTaste.com. It's the be-all, end-all of SoFlo Taste. Celebrate the food of South Florida at SoFloTaste.com. It's the place to ask me a question or make a comment, especially good comments. Again, SoFloTaste.com. Now back to the cooking.
Welcome back to the Citrus Show. On to dessert. We're going to make a panna cotta with kind of a citrusy orange glaze on top and some candied kumquats, another type of a citrus that I actually do grow up in my backyard, along with something else that we'll be using today that's a lot of fun. So candied kumquats are not hard to make. They just take a little time. You need a good hour to do this. So what you do is you can cut them either lengthwise or widthwise. And you see the center part of the kumquat. It literally comes right out. One more time, right in half, and you take it out just like that. And you get a simple syrup going, which is equal parts of sugar and water. Let it come to a boil, bring it down to a simmer, and then you'll need a lot of these to make enough topping. And this is how they end up. This is a candied kumquat, and it's sitting still in a little bit of the simple syrup, and they're just really soft. That'll be one of the toppings to today's panna cotta. For the citrus gel, this is the beginning of a reduction of orange juice, Florida oranges of course, and blood orange juice. And that's reduced, and I've added a little bit of gelatin to that. Now, to make the panna cotta, I've got a lot of different types of flavoring here. One of my most favorite things that I grow is kaffir limes. I don't have any limes right now, but I have the leaf, and the leaf is actually the most important part to the kaffir lime. It comes out like a double leaf like that, and wow, when you smell it, it's got this beautiful, intoxicatingly, almost like an Asian scent to it. Take this, you just kind of break it apart for, oh, wow, its flavor. It's just delicious. I'm also going to add a little bit of vanilla, so I have a fresh vanilla bean here. Vanilla bean should be like this, just tender and moist and very fresh. Cut that in half, lengthwise, like so. And then the tar-looking stuff in the middle is the good stuff. You scrape that out, and these are the seeds. And that's what you want, okay? So I have here some powdered gelatin. To bloom it, I'm going to add a little bit of cold cream and cold milk to it, and just let that kind of bloom. In a pot, I'm going to add the cream and the milk, equal parts, the vanilla bean and what I scraped out of it, the kaffir lime leaves, sugar, and the zest of an orange, lemon, and lime. Okay. What I like to do is warm it until the sugar dissolves, shut it off, and let it really just sit here for a good 15-20 minutes. So all these flavors kind of meld into that cream and milk mixture. That's the most important part, is the flavor to that. It's a rather simple recipe, really. Once that flavoring is in there and it's really, you can just smell the fragrance of the lemon and the lime and the kaffir, strain that into this bowl with the gelatin in it, whisk it, and then you're basically ready. Let me show you what it looks like when it's all done, and then I'll show you how I got there. So this is panna cotta halfway up the glass, and a little line of citrus gel over the top of that. So what you have to do is, first you pour the panna cotta halfway up, cover it, throw it into your refrigerator until it sets. The safest way to do this is overnight. Once it's set, it'll look like this. Okay? Then you take that gel, and you don't want the gel too hot, by the way. I let it cool to room temperature. You take the gel and you very gently spoon the gel onto the panna cotta. What I'm essentially making is a creamsicle in jelly. Okay, then you put that into your fridge and you let that set. Now that's a really quick set, by the way. So that'll only take you about 20 minutes for that to really set. You have these creamsicle panna cottas, and you take some of this beautiful kumquat, and I keep that syrup in there as well, and you put it right on the top. Oof. I've made panna cotta before on the show, and I always talk about how it should really have a good shaky consistency, wobbly, really wobbly. And that's what you look for when you go for a great panna cotta. I just want to make sure that you really taste all that good citrus. And you do. Oof, that's good. Wow. I love that. I think that's going on my, my menu tomorrow at Cena. So try to make it. The panna cotta part is really easy. If you don't feel like making the kumquats, don't worry about it. But it is the icing on the cake. Wow. Enjoy that citrus. You got to try it. It's delicious. Salud. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you got some ideas for your own citrus creations. Next week, some ways to show your sweetie some love with some great Valentine's Day recipes. I'm Michelle Bernstein, and I'll see you then.